stopped the Trump administration's DHS from deporting a student who has a green card and also an 8-month pregnant wife.
Who's an American,
who is accused of protesting in a way that the U.S. government feels is supportive in some way of Hamas.
There's no criminal charges that they seem to have levied. They basically say that he's been supporting Hamas and that makes students feel uncomfortable, but there's no specificity to the claim.
I don't even think they've been saying. I don't think they've even been saying supporting. They've said aligned.
Aligned, which is this is a cut and dry free speech issue.
It is a cut and dry free speech issue, and for some reason, MAGA, who complained all about J6 like crazy, right? They're so cult-like with Trump that they can't see it for what it is, that this is a free speech issue. And these are the people who were complaining about free speech the whole time with Biden. And then now they're just going along with this like it's okay, which is it's absolutely insane. So Sam Seder and and Emma, they're going to cover the panel that was talking about this and how wrong they got it. That Scott Jennings was on there too. He had something to say too, and I'll get to that. But yeah, they're going to cover how wrong they were about this. I just want to go straight to the clip. Let's see. There was some protests.
Campus now! Eyes off our campus now! We want justice, you say how? We want justice, you say how? Eyes off our campus now! Eyes off our campus now!
Go ahead.
Schools, to sewage and water treatment plants have been completely destroyed by Israel with United States weapons. Even after a ceasefire has been reached, Israel continues its genocide on the Palestinians of Gaza. Just these past weeks, and in a blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement, international law, and all principles.
And this is so true. Like, that's what's been happening. And okay, so there's a protest and stuff, but they were saying that Mahmoud Khalil, was supporting H, and unfortunately I can't, without any kind of evidence. So let's go straight to that clip. I would have went off if I was there. I just want y'all to know.
They didn't pick up on Santos right away. And so maybe he went out and said, you know what we need is some type of intel division.
Over on Long Island.
I think the question here is about whether speech can result in people's legal rights. He's a virulent anti-Semite.
He came here on a student visa. He's paid by a terrorist
Pause it for a
organization.
second. Now, listen, there's a couple of things that I just want to add. He may have come here on a student visa. He has a green card. He's a permanent resident now.
Legal immigrant.
Legal immigrant, permanent resident. You're a legal immigrant if you come on a student visa, but you're a permanent resident if you have a green card. And I would just say, if you're really worried about anti-Semitism, I would suggest, if you really want to find some, search on Twitter, Sam Seder, Jew, and you will find a lot of anti-Semitism in the wake of...
But I don't think even that's the argument. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to, stop Sam there, because why are we even searching for these kind of things? Why was that guy saying, what is his name, Bruce Blakeman, that Mahmoud Khalil was a virulent anti-Semite simply because he's Palestinian and he doesn't want his family to die?
Of that Jubilee video, but that's
they're just reminding you of your identity. I don't know why you're so hung up on this.
Go ahead.
On a student visa, he's paid by a terrorist organization that beheads babies.
Wait.
I have evidence.
So I'm sorry, just to be clear, you're alleging that he's paid by...
He's a paid protester.
By who?
Well, I didn't ask my intelligence division exactly who paid for him, but...
Wait a second! So first he says he's paid by a terrorist organization. And
Say no more.
And he just expects that to just go fly. And he goes, and he has an intel division. Is that what he said?
Over in Nassau County, Long Island.
Staten Island CIA.
No, that's not. It's not even Staten Island.
Oh, right,
this is
Long
even
Island.
more upper crusty Long Island people. Yeah, like the over in Mineola, they're really looking into the international politics there. It's like MI6 over there.
So that's the problem with these politicians. They just lie. I mean, they really do. I want to get to that part of the Scott Jennings guy because he's quiet in this thing here. They didn't really go. Anyway, so hold on.
Let's do a little role play for a second.
If the Secretary of State has any reasonable ground to believe he would have a potentially serious adverse foreign policy consequence, and you mentioned the student organization. The student organization put out. Let me finish.
But before you move on, because I think that's a really important point,
Yeah.
right? That's the statute that they're using.
Yeah.
Have you seen any evidence to suggest that there is actually a serious reason to believe that this student is going to be a threat to to national security?
I mean,
I've
certainly watched the abomination that's going on at Columbia, and
That's not the answer to the question. That's like you say. So wait a minute now. So why did Trump pardon the J6ers? Because, well, if a video of people running into a building is good enough to kidnap somebody allegedly, then why did he pardon the J6ers? I mean, because this is what this is here.
barn or another place, and I will
Okay,
just
so
tell
a
you,
threat to national security.
and I'll just tell you
No,
that
I mean,
his
I'm not going to let you move on because this is the
I'll tell you why it's a threat to
Scott.
national security if you let me answer you.
Well, Scott.
Do you want me to answer you or not?
Okay.
His organization says we are dedicated fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization.
Okay.
He's
But
not a
Scott,
citizen.
Scott,
He doesn't need to be
no,
here.
I don't want to. You
Absolutely
just
wrong.
described him having viewpoints that you disagree with. Again, is that enough to have someone lose their rights in this country?
He has viewpoints that, in my opinion, jeopardize the security of the United
How?
States.
But how?
He is obviously a radical who is here to foment.
No, he's not a radical at all.
Violence against the United
So
States
has he
government.
committed
He wants to
violence-
destroy
has he
Western
committed violence
civilization.
against the United States government?
You're saying
Scott?
eradicate
Has he
Western
committed-
civilization doesn't make you a
Scott,
radical?
Has he acted in any way that is
I think he
violence
has.
against the United States government,
I think
as you just said?
I think these protests and the violence they have fomented and the intimidation and fear against the Jewish kids on these campuses is absolutely an act of
But you're-
insurrection against the United
Okay.
States.
Oh my God. We've absolutely lost the plot on this one. We absolutely have. You know, I'm not here for violence. I don't want any kind of violence. I don't. But how far does violence go? What are we calling insurrection now? I'm actually at a loss for words. I didn't expect to hear that. He got me shocked. He does. Sorry. Wow. Very well then. Okay, thank you guys for watching. There's always going to be more to come. Bye.